We're throwing a kick-ass New Year's party here tonight.
So what happened with you and Dan?
We broke up. People posting comments, judging me on the social red room.
Various student suicides and physical attacks in Burbank, Washington have now been reported.
Riot in Los Angeles takes the lives of 27.
The world isn't ending, Jed. The media hypes these events.
He's infected.
I'm okay, guys, honestly.
Something bad is gonna happen.
What you were about to see is causing these hallucinations.
We have to figure out what to do. I can't stay here.
Frank, no!
If anyone is watching this, please.
How else could a virus spread worldwide in a day?
What am I supposed to do, Dad?
I couldn't stop it.
Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Herzog. My very special guest tonight is a film called Antisocial. By luck it came to me through Breaking Glass Pictures, and what a film it is. I got the mastermind and the producer of the film. It's Chad Archibald. Chad, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing, Scott?
Great. I just want to say, I've seen a bunch of films intertwined with your fellow people, and I've seen Neverlost. I've seen quite a few. If a Tree Falls, I've seen Dead Genesis, and I think that might be it. But Breaking Glass Pictures is pretty funny because I never know. Sometimes they'll send me an email and saying, hey, are you interested in seeing this? Or they'll automatically send it to me. And it was sent to me, and I said, I don't watch trailers. I have a motto against that because sometimes if you watch a trailer, it can probably ruin the film. It might show too much. So I just stay away from the trailers. So I just popped it in, didn't know anything what I was watching, and then you get the idea of the film. I gotta be careful what I say. I was very careful in my review too, but Antisocial probably is one of the most impressive, probably so far the best overall film that you were attached to as far as the storyline wise, because the storyline that you used, I said it in my review, not that it's possible, but how you pulled it off with the social networking, I thought was absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, we had the idea and brought it to studio Breaker Entertainment, and right off as soon as we kind of pitched it in one sentence, they were like, yes, write that, let's have a meeting in a few weeks. So me and Cody sat down and started writing it, and I mean, ever since then, it's just one of those movies that, again, I won't say the pitch.
Right.
But, after you see the movie, you kind of get it. And, yeah, I mean, it took off. It was such a fun movie to write because it's just so relevant to everyone. I mean, everyone on Facebook using social media. Like, it was so much fun to write and kind of, just incorporate all the elements that we're all sick from,
Right. Now, it's getting released on VOD, December 10th?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the date.
Excellent. Like I said, this film is probably the best film that I've gotten so far from Breaking Glass Pictures. I said it in my review, and listeners, if you're out there, keep your eyes peeled for this film, because when you watch it, you're going to think one thing, and then you're like in between of exactly what you're seeing as far as creatures wise. But then when you start getting into the story, then it starts explaining what the hell is going on, and I was just totally exasperated. I was totally surprised and amazed that nobody has ever done it before. I mean, this is actually the first time that I've seen this type of a film, and it really struck home.
Ever since we came up with the idea, we were working on it, and we just kept, watching different movies that kind of might relate to it, and it just seems like such an obvious idea that, I think that's how we knew we had something special, is just because it almost seems so obvious, right? It's like...
Yeah, I know, right?
People are zombies to social media,
Exactly. I mean, you said zombie. Now that's up to the mind of the beholder. So we won't go any farther with that because it could be another type. But
and that's not really what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Right.
I got your point because it says it on the that mentions that. But Ryan Barrett had a smaller part than normal, but an effective part. I guess no role is really small. It's kind of hard to say that because being an actor myself, they always say a small part's not a small part. It's still a valuable part of a film. But when he shows up and then he disappears, and then it's so hard. You can't really say too much because you don't want to ruin it. But overall, the cast was phenomenal.
Yeah. I've worked with Ryan since our first film, Desperate Souls, and I went to school in grade 1 with Ryan Barrett. I grew as a director as he grew as an actor. So me and him have had such a just fun relationship, and now he's actually in our new film, The Drownsman. He plays the Drownsman.
Excellent. Yeah, he's a wonderful individual. He's a good actor, and. Like I said, Char Harden had she had an episode on, I think, last Thursday or where it was, and James was on too, and then I just happened to call in. I don't really get a chance to call in, and the first thing that came out of my mouth when I went on her show is, have you guys seen Antisocial? And Char seen it, but James didn't, and it's a film that when you watch it, it stays with you, and it's like, I can keep saying it, and I'm just very impressed. The cover art, I think, is pretty cool. It's really, people have to see it. They really do. They really have to see it. I'm babbling about it, but they really, when this thing starts hitting the shelves, I think it's really going to be taken off even more with the fans.
It's fun because it starts off, and we've had some people watch it and get back to us just saying, first 15 minutes I was like, yeah, standard, this kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
And some people even turn it off before then, and then as soon as it kicks in and you realize that it's nothing like any other zombie movie or infection movie,
Right.
It's totally different. And yeah, like when we had so much fun on set too, because we kind of had these little jokes where we'd walk in, we'd be setting up lighting or whatever, and we'd walk into the green room where all the cast is, which was actually Tara's bedroom from the start of the movie, the little girl's bedroom set.
Yeah.
And so it's like they had, they're sitting in this little girl's bedroom set with blood-covered walls, and that was kind of their holding area. But you'd walk in and they'd all be on their phones, and they'd all be posting pictures from set, and it's just it makes you so aware after just from making this film, or even after you watch it, so aware how much of an impact social media has on everything. I'm constantly thinking about it now. We thought so much about this movie, and even today I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to Scott on Skype there, and I know he was frustrated earlier today. I saw on his Facebook. I've never really talked to him, but he doesn't even live in my country. But I know that he was frustrated earlier today.
Antisocial is number 1 on my list, and If a Tree Falls, Neverlost, and Dead Genesis is the ones that I've seen. But like I said, Antisocial is the favorite of mine so far. You have a new film that you were filming today called The Drownsman. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So
are you able to speak a little bit about it?
It's pretty under wraps so far. Nothing's really been released aside from a few shots of us filming like a little restaurant scene.
Right.
So I can't say much, but we've been filming it in Mount Forest for the past month at a kind of bit of a secret location that we've built this giant set at. It kind of looks like a giant shanty house it's just tarps everywhere, and it's built right outside because we have so many water elements with this film. It's kind of it's kind of a throwback to the movies that we grew up liking, where back in the day when you'd have like a supernatural villain that was like a Freddy or a Jason or something. That's there's so many movies out now that people try to keep coming up with these characters that would stand out like those films, but a lot of them are just dudes with axes, or
Right.
I don't know, you throw whatever weird mask you can put on someone. Like, I think the great things about those old characters are like their backstories. Like Freddy Krueger, the bastard child of a thousand maniacs. It's like that's the stuff that it's not just some dude who went crazy and
Right.
started killing people or whatever, right? It's not like some guy who just decided to hunt a family in a house or something,
Right.
I mean, I just over the years, like I kind of use an analogy of like McFarlane toys. Like you have like the series of like the classic figurines of like your Freddys and Jasons and Pinheads, and you have Michael Myers and Candyman. You have all those, and then they kind of like came out with another series, and it's like it's got a few more, and it's got the guy from Ghostface from Scream, and I think Darkness Falls had one, and
Yep.
it just kind of like went like, you can tell that they were like, all right, well, there's nothing really new, I wanted to make a character who McFarlane could make a toy of.
Right. Right. Now, one thing, I think I did see Desperate Souls 2005. I can't quite remember. It's been so long. But a film that probably introduced, they both came out the same year, but in 2010, Dead Genesis and Neverlost came out the same year. And If a Tree Falls, really. But Neverlost is probably the first film that I've seen. Yeah, I think it was. You sent me, I can't remember, I think it was a copy. I think it was. I don't remember. And that film was different, but it was brilliant. And I liked that film. If a Tree Falls, I've told you about that, and I told Ryan too. I started watching it the first time, and when they kept slapping Ryan in the face, I said, dude, this is stupid. So I turned it off and didn't watch it for like 2 months later. And then I popped it in, and I got past it, and what a brilliant film. I mean, it's funny how certain things annoy you. A saying is, you have to be in a mood for a film. And if you ain't got your full attention, sometimes you just give up and then you go back and venture. But that's a fun film. And then Dead Genesis was a zombie film, a different type of a zombie film. So you guys got a resume that's a lot of films that you're made or that I really want to see is like Bounty Hunters, Kill, In a House of Flies. I'd love to see that one. Dead All Night. Are these films available anywhere?
In the House of Flies just came out in Canada on DVD. You can actually order it in Canada or in the U.S. from our website, blackfawndistribution.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just came out on DVD. It's doing amazing for us. It's a great film. It's it's a slow burn kind of capture film, but it's really well acted, really good script by Angus MacLellan. And Gabriel Carrere, who did If a Tree Falls, directed that one.
Okay.
Bounty Hunters you can get worldwide. I think it's in red boxes and everything. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so it was had a huge release in the U.S. It's got Trish Stratus in it, so I mean, all the wrestling fans in North America. It's done really, really well. And then I think Kill was released by Troma. So if you ever go to any sort of conventions, I'm sure you can find a Troma booth, and you can find Kill there.
All right.
And then Dead All Night is just it's a short film that I DP'd that Chris Drew directed, and it's just on the festival circuit right now. But I'm sure it'll come out on DVD at some point.
Well, good deal.
Yeah. And
now, you also have Septic Man. What's that about? Besides Septic Tank or whatever.
So I was hired to come on as a producer for 3 films that the guys from Foresight Features made. They're the guys who did Monster Brawl and Next to Humanity. So their slate of 3 new films is Hellmouth, which is going to be mind-blowing. Septic Man, which is so funny, and it's just like this horror movie.
All right.
About a guy who gets stuck in the septic tank, and it's just him trying to battle his way out and fight through, hallucinating and getting boils all over his skin, and he kind of becomes this superhero kind of character played by Jason Brown. And then Ejecta is the other one, which I co-directed with Matt Wheely, the third member of Foresight. And yeah, it's kind of Julian Richards is in it, and yeah, it's a alien kind of. It's a really cool, interesting film. It's kind of mixed found footage, cinematic, all these different styles of filmmaking kind of mixed into one. And to be honest, I haven't actually even seen the cut of it yet. It's in color correction right now, and Matt's been doing that while I've been shooting The Drownsman. So I think next week I finally get to sit down and watch it. But I'm really excited for that one.
Excellent. I mean, like I said, you guys got a lot of great films and a lot of. Your resume is quite impressive as far as the producer credits and stuff, and directing credits and writing credits. But once again, Antisocial right now is top dog for me, and not I'm not saying the other ones are bad or not. I just like the Antisocial. I like the background of it, the storyline of it. It's very unusual, very different, and one of a kind in my opinion. So
yeah, it actually opens up in Toronto at the Carlton Cinema Friday December 13th. So it's going to be playing there for a week, I think 4 times a day, and then it comes out on VOD and then DVD. I know that it's coming out in the majority of territories in the next kind of 2 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, great job. I mean, I'm sure it's exciting. So I'm kind of anxious to see what the outcome is going to be once it gets officially released on DVD.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It was interesting. We had our world premiere at Fantasia, and we kind of did our Q&As after and asked everyone to put up their hands if they had been on Facebook since they entered the theater, and like probably 85% of the people have. And you then know the outcome, right?
Right. That's awesome. That's a great idea. I mean, it couldn't have been perfect story to even do because of the outcry and the. I mean, a lot of people can't even survive without Facebook.
Yeah. Well, that's our. We're actually writing the sequel right now. We're going to be shooting it in the spring of next year.
Oh, nice.
Antisocial too, with Breakthrough Entertainment again. So we're excited about that. Kind of bringing the whole concept to another level.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so proud. Great film. And is there anything else you want to bring up before we let you go?
No, I think that's it. I mean, just working on more movies.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess we also have Black Fawn Distribution, which is kind of our distribution end of Black Fawn Films. There's kind of 2 separate companies, but we just wanted to, we've been in the industry for so long, we've produced so many films, and we've been through the ringer as far as distribution, and kind of we've seen the collapse of the industry in the DVD world and whatnot. I mean, our first film was released. I mean, Desperate Souls. It's barely watchable. We made it in my parents' backyard with some, home video cameras, and it's just with our friends. And I mean, it's not a good film. It was kind of our learning film, but back in the day, we sold it to Alliance Atlantis, Lionsgate, worldwide release. Came out on VHS. It was so to date it a little. But I mean, it was, and it made a ton of money, and it was great. It was a huge success for us, and nowadays it's we're lucky to have that much success with the film.
I know.
Like all our films that are coming out now, it's just the industry's changed so much. So we came up with a distribution company in Canada that would kind of, go back to the fair way of working it, because as kind of the industry collapsed, I feel like distributors just started giving up. Oh, they knew that cuts had to be made because they weren't making the money off DVDs as much, and unfortunately, I feel like the majority of the industry decided to cut the money that was going to the filmmakers, and we've been through it so much with so many films giving them away for just straight up royalties and then getting expense reports that are astronomical, just guaranteeing that the filmmaker will never make money. So it's a criminal world out there, and there's just so many filmmakers pouring their hearts and souls into these films, like shedding blood on the ground for these movies, and then they finally get them out there, they see them in stores, they get all excited, and they never see a cent from them. And all these companies reap the rewards of all their hard work.
Yep. I know. It's like a good and a bad thing. I mean, the good thing, it's out there for people to see. You put your name out there. Then it's a bad thing if you don't get nothing. So it's like a no-win situation. I mean, I guess a win-loss situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's not hard. Like, we have a very, very fair deal that we don't make money unless our filmmakers make money, and that's kind of our motto. And that's the way it should be. Like, that's entirely fair, and it's not a hard concept. And I mean, we are doing fantastic with the company, and I sit back and think, wow, like, it's mind blowing that there's so many companies out there that are just disregard their filmmakers so much. So I mean, we just Black Fawn Distribution, blackfawndistribution.com. We've released 4 films now, and we're looking for more. But yeah, you can go on there. You can buy our movies online. We're at conventions. We're kind of in the street selling the DVDs all the time. And yeah, it's just kind of our fight to save the film industry.
That's right, and it's a good thing. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
So, well, thanks a lot for coming on. It's an honor, and I finally had a chance to chat. And what a film! That's all I got to say.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, Chad.
Thank you.
Chad,
Okay.
take care of yourself. Thanks for calling.
Talk to you soon, Scott.
Yep, we'll see you, bud. Bye.
Shirley.
I'm Jack, a septic man.
There's a water crisis. My company's trying to figure out what's going on.
As of 8 p.m. this evening, I'm calling on complete civilian evacuation of the town.
Mind if I have a word?
16 people have died. 123 people are very sick.
The army's been called in. Quarantine's the word that I've been hearing.
And how many contagious diseases have you been exposed to? How do you know so much about me? You've already saved this town once before.
Are you coming, Jack?
The town will be empty by midnight.
Bingo, Mr. Ross. Stop me, please.
You out there, Jack?
I fell! I opened the valve over there, I fixed everything.
Did you kill those people?
Jack.
Lie.
Jack, what happened to you? Jack, I love you.
It's the way out.
He's coming.
Who's Lord Ock?
He's gonna kill me.
Jack, I'm gonna have this baby.
Tell me how to get out of here.
Where's the septic man? I'm still alive!
How do I look?
You'll clean up, and let's get the fuck out of here.